Last year, DJI released the DJI Mic. This is a 2-transmitter, 1-receiver wireless mic system for $330. It didn't take long for this to catch on and become a massive hit with creators, and so DJI, on the success of the DJI Mic, has released a 1-transmitter, 1-receiver version of that kit for $220, and that is what we're going to be reviewing today. Let's start off with the differences between these two kits because there's only a couple. The main one being gone is the hardshell charging case. DJI has opted to go with a soft nylon padded case. Honestly, it's a very nice case. Inside, you have 3 different compartments, one for the transmitter, one for the receiver, and all of your accessories live down here. And then for charging itself, because obviously the charging case is no longer included, you get a USB-A to USB-C Y splitter. So this is how you're gonna charge your transmitter and your receiver. And that is honestly, that is where the differences end because the transmitter, the receiver, and all of the accessories are the exact same between the two kits. Now starting off with the transmitter, I like the subtle design that DJI has gone with. It is matte black with just a small DJI logo. And so if you are wearing black clothing, it blends in pretty seamlessly. It is also much smaller in person than it appears in images online. The microphone itself is super tiny and fairly light. If you are having it clipped on a shirt or something, it's not gonna pull the shirt. As far as mounting, there's 2 different mounting options. There is a metal clip on the back here, so if you have a jacket or a backpack strap or something that you want to clip it to, you can do that. And then they've also included a little neodymium magnet. This you can place inside of a piece of clothing and then magnetically attach the mic to the outside. The magnet itself is very strong, so I wouldn't worry about this kind of coming off if you were just walking around or jogging or whatever. So it is nice to see DJI offer several options to mount the mic itself. On the mic, you have 3 buttons, so it's a fairly simple layout. A power button on the left side. If you press and hold it for 1 second, the mic boots up. It takes less than a second to boot up. And then on the right side here, we have a link button and a record button. If we tap the record button, the mic will start recording, and if you tap it again, it'll stop. And the internal record option is one of the main reasons why I wanted to go with the DJI system. Even high-end wireless mics often encounter interference, especially today when everything is basically wireless nowadays. Having a wireless mic that can record internally that is separate from any kind of wireless interference can definitely be a lifesaver. Now, moving on to the transmitter, it is a very simple design, matte black, just like the transmitter. And on the one side, you get a power button and a USB-C input. So this is how you charge the device. And then on the other side, you have your AV out. So this is how you run a cable out to whatever you're recording. So your camera or a field recorder. And then you get a headphone out. And so this is nice if you want to monitor audio directly off of the receiver. And then on the back, there's a proprietary connector, which you can connect a few different of these little dongles that they have. So the first one is a lightning connector. If you have an iPhone, you can use this to connect the receiver directly to your iPhone. I did test this with my iPhone 14 Pro, and straight out of the box it started working. I didn't have to adjust anything on my phone or on the receiver itself. They also include a USB-C one, so if you have an Android phone or if you have something like a DJI Osmo Action 3, you can use this USB-C to connect to anything that is a USB-C device. And then they also include this little cold shoe adapter. And so this just slides right here in the back and clips into place and then gives you a cold shoe for mounting this on a camera. And back to the design, I do like that the screen is on the front because this allows you to mount it either if you're behind the camera, you can have it facing you, or if you're in front of the camera, you can spin it around and have the screen facing you as well. And so either side of the camera you're on, you can be checking your levels and making sure that you're getting audio. So that is a nice design feature. If you hold the power button for about a second, you'll get the DJI logo, and then it'll automatically connect to the transmitter, and you're pretty much good to go. Out of the box, they are already paired, so you don't have to do any kind of pairing or worry about changing frequencies. They basically just work straight out of the box, and so that is nice. On the receiver itself, this is how you interact with both the transmitter and the receiver. It's a touch screen, so if you just swipe down from the top, you get all of your different settings. So you can change your output gain, your headphone volume. You can change the channels, so you can either do a stereo out, a mono out, or a mono with a safety channel. If you don't know what a safety channel is, what the receiver will do is output two different levels. The first will be whatever your level is set at, and the second channel will be whatever the first channel is set at -6 dB. So if you get audio spikes, typically the second channel will not peak even if the first channel does. So that is just a nice feature to have. You can also interact with the transmitter. Like we were talking about how the transmitter has an internal record. So if you want to format the internal storage of the transmitter, you can do that here. You can also dim these LEDs. You can adjust the gain of the mic, and basically anything that has to do with the transmitter is done here with the receiver. You can also see the battery level of both the transmitter and the receiver, and the level down here. Just a really sleek, small little package. The screen itself is very bright. It is easy to monitor the levels even if you're kind of far back from the camera. All of this doesn't mean anything if the actual audio quality isn't good. So right now we are recording with the Rode NTG. I'm going to switch now to the DJI mic system, and we'll see how that sounds. All right, so now we are recording with the actual DJI mic. So hopefully this sounds good. There are two different ways you can record with the DJI mic. You can use what I'm using right now, which is the included internal mic. But I also picked up one of the Shure MVL lavalier mics. I have heard kind of mixed reviews about different lavalier mics encountering interference with the DJI system, mainly the Rode mic. I've actually gone with the Shure MVL. Everyone that I saw, all the reviews online say that the Shure MVL doesn't have any kind of interference problems. I do know two people that own Rode mics. The one person has had problems with the DJI mic system. The other one has not. So just to be safe, I went with the Shure MVL. So let's plug in the Shure MVL mic, and we'll see how that sounds. And that'll be running through the DJI mic system. We are now recording with the Shure MVL mic. So I have it running here into the DJI mic. If I would do like a sit-down interview or like a walk and talk, typically this is how I would do it. I would run a lavalier mic. I know some people don't mind having the actual microphone visible, but for professional work, I would typically always run a lav mic. So this is how that sounds. I also did a range test, and DJI rates the DJI mic at 820 feet, and that is line of sight. So that is with the transmitter seeing the receiver. So let's cut back to that now. Welcome to Pennsylvania in the wintertime. If you're ever wondering why I don't record camera review videos or lens review videos, this is why. It is very brown and everything is kind of ugly, but we are going to do a range test. So behind me here, I got about a quarter-mile stretch of road, and I do have the DJI mic attached here. I'm going to kind of start walking, and then every 100 feet, turn around, address the camera, and we'll see, how far I can get before this mic kind of cuts out. So here we go. Let's zoom that in and start walking. First 100 feet. This right now is 100 feet from the camera, so the wireless transmission should be really strong here. Let's move out to 200 feet. All right, this is now 200 feet from the camera. I don't see why you would ever be this far away from a camera, but hopefully the strength is still good. And now let's go out to 300 feet. All right, we are now 300 feet from the camera. So this is this is basically the length of a football field. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let's keep going. So we'll go to 400 feet. All right, now we are 400 feet away. I don't know why I'm projecting my voice like like the mic is right here, but this is 400 feet. So hopefully the mic is still transmitting. This is half of DJI's rated transmission distance. There is about a kind of a hill here, so I would suspect once I go behind that hill, we're probably going to lose the mic, but let's keep going. All right, we are now 500 feet away. I mean, I don't know if it's still working now. This is pretty incredible because the camera is so far away. We're kind of starting down this hill now, so I would suspect we're going to lose it, but let's keep going to 600 feet. All right, we're at 600 feet. I can no longer see the camera, so there is no line of sight. I suspect the mic is probably breaking up, but if it's still working now, it's pretty crazy. And I think without a massive hill in the way, this mic system would easily hit that 820 feet that it's rated for. But that's really going to do it for today's review. I can wholeheartedly recommend the DJI mic system. For $220, you get an amazing mic. It has internal recording. It has a built-in mic that is actually of really good quality. You get a receiver that has a nice bright OLED screen. You get safety channels. You get a lot of features that even high-end microphones don't include for double, triple, even quadruple the price. So if you are on the fence about this system, I definitely recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one.